This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, this is Rob Weedoff. I play John Marston in Red Dead Redemption, and you are listening to the Nerd Corporation podcast.
Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday, and you know what that means. Oh.
I'm sunburned as fuck.
What's that like?
Why?
I was out helping my cousin dig out and gravel for like a back patio at his mom's place.
Right on.
Yeah.
Couldn't relate.
Do some gardening shit too.
Oh shit.
So you really don't get sunburned at all?
Ever.
Really?
I've never been
I
sunburned.
mean, I get like this, like a tiny bit red, and then it just kind of fades away. Like I don't get tan. I don't get tanned because of it. That's not a thing.
Same here.
I just get lightly crispy, and then it's like, all right, but you're still white.
I get red. I get red, and then it peels off, and then I'm just back to...
Yeah, it's basically my skin's like, nice try, fucko. You're not getting a tan.
It's like 3 days of hell, and then
Like
you're back to
Steve
being...
Miller.
Oh, no, it's
Steve
not
Miller
even
wrote
that
that
bad.
song about my complexion, blinded by the light.
Yep.
I can see your intestines, Guppy. No, like
Ripped up like a douche.
I experienced a sunburn once for like maybe 2 hours.
So you have been sunburned.
You fucking liar.
Well, not for long periods of time. My mom said that. Mama says.
My mama says. We get it, Brian. You're black.
He's black?
Wait a minute. What?
He's black?
We get it.
God.
You're one of the few melanated people in Utah. I'm right there with you, bro.
Melanated.
I don't know. What is it? What is that called?
I don't know. That sounds hilarious. He melanated me.
It sounds like something happened with a watermelon.
Something really bad.
Or really good. You know, you don't know everyone's life.
We don't know.
No. But it's podcast day.
Woo!
Welcome to episode 51. No turn-based, no buy. We're going to be talking about state of play and a bunch of other stuff while answering live stream questions and comments. So, what'd you guys think of Final Fantasy VII trailer?
I'll let you all go first.
I mean, it looks cool. I don't feel like I really have any familiarity with it to where I can, really super majorly geek out about it.
Well, yeah, because you haven't played any.
Does
of
it
the
look
Final
like a
Fantasy.
game you would play?
I mean, I don't know because from the trailer, I have no idea how what the gameplay style is just based on the trailer.
Okay.
Well, let me take you back.
It was
The
just
year
a-
was 1990.
it was just a cinematic.
Yes, it was.
I think it looks dope. I think it kind of still does look turn-based to me because you see the HP bars. And you also see the score counter. Like, why would there be a need for a score counter after killing something if it wasn't going to be turn based?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just watched the normal trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the 10-minute fucking
State of play.
yeah.
Well, State of Play was a bunch of stuff with that.
Oh, was
So
it?
that it wasn't just for Final Fantasy.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that was their little, hey, here's some games that PlayStation's coming out with.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I'm excited for it just because it's
Final
Fantasy
VII.
VII. Like, the only thing that would elate me any further is if they did this to 9, because 9's my personal favorite, but
Very, very good video game.
7 is it's neck and neck with the two.
Yeah.
But I think it looks fantastic. I was actually a fan of Final Fantasy 15, so I'm not bitching about anything.
Yeah.
I like the combat style that they had in 15, but I have nothing to really complain about. It's weird seeing the characters all have voices though,
which is really weird.
Except for Advent Children when most of them did, but like
So what everyone is speculating is that it is not the same voices from Advent Children, which I'm kind of glad for, because Steve Burton was the guy that voiced Cloud, and he did really well, but he kind of did this whole thing where I feel like it was Nomura's doing, where he really wanted Cloud to be this like sad boy, and he's really not.
Yeah.
Like, and when you play the game, or when anybody plays the game, you'll notice that Cloud is kind of a completely different person than he is in the video game, than he is in the movie, and pretty much every other type of medium that he's in. Like, if you see him in the fighting games, or in the I think it's called Theatricism or something. It's like it's that weird DS Final Fantasy game that you fight with music.
Oh.
I don't
Yeah. I don't remember the name, but...
And then there's all of the mobile games and whatever where Cloud's in it, or in Kingdom Hearts, he's like a real sad boy in that fucking game. And I'm sitting here going like, I don't understand this, because Cloud was never a sad boy for me. He was always like, there's some shit, and I really want you to try this game out, just because I want you to, whether it be the old game or the remake, whatever, I don't care. And it's going to be really cool, excuse me, where having you play it, and you've never played 7, so if you were to play the
I've
new
never
one,
played any of them.
yeah, we should
Theater rhythm.
theater rhythm.
Yeah.
We should probably change that, because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, nowadays there's no real way that you can't lend him Final Fantasy VII. Like,
I'll just buy it for him, because
Yeah,
it's
well.
fucking $10 on PSN. Like, the thing is that Final Fantasy VII is easily the most accessible Final Fantasy. It's not nearly as long. The materia system is really straightforward and fun as hell to play with. And the combat, it's considered to be one of the easier Final Fantasies, like, especially if you do any grinding at all.
yeah.
Since this got dropped, I've been planning another playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, and I've been thinking, I'm like, maybe I'll go through this one not grinding at all, just to see how hard it is. You know what I mean?
I
But,
started it up recently. Like, I just picked it back up after this to see where I was at.
Yeah.
And I am at the carnival.
Oh,
and
the
I do
gold
not.
saucer.
I don't have enough money to progress, so I don't
So
know
now you
what
gotta
the fuck
go-
else I'm supposed to do.
You just gotta go grind.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hi,
But-
Kim.
Hi, Mom. Oh my God, my mom. My daughter is 23.
Yeah, because Brian says that Rylan took somebody's daughter to prom.
Oh, my sister. My little sister. His little brother took my little sister to prom.
Oh,
But that's two different families. That's my sister on my dad's side.
Dummy.
I don't know. This game is very, very near and dear to my heart. It's one of the very first games that I played that says, okay, JRPGs are really cool.
Yeah.
It started off. I would like to say, I don't really know. I can't really remember, but I think I played Kingdom Hearts before I played Final Fantasy VII. So I got to the Colosseum and I'm like, holy shit, who's this rad ass dude with this giant sword that I'm fighting? Come to find out that he's just a Final Fantasy character and it had his own game and everything. And there's a huge amount of history with 7.
I actually played 7 on a PSX from like the original. Like It was the first game that I played that had the 4 discs in the box.
It was
3? Was it 3?
It was.
I know I had
4
multiple.
It was 4 for 8 and 4 for 9.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because the one end of it that normally has the 4th disc is like blocked off. But
Yeah.
I remember now.
So disc 1 is beginning to the end of the ancient city with the massive spoiler that I'm not going to say, and then 2 is the beginning of that to pretty much the end of the game, and then the 3rd disc is pretty much just the ending of the game plus all of the extra side content. So like the chocobo breeding and the extras at the gold saucer and all of the ultimate weapons and stuff like that. So
I remember playing it on when it came as a demo disc
yeah,
with the PlayStation.
yep.
I must have played that thing like 50 times. Like, so when I actually got the game, I knew exactly how to beat that part right there.
The opening mission, man.
Yeah.
The bombing run
Yeah.
is like one of the most iconic openings in video games, period. Like, and that music that's going on, I just, it's beyond nostalgia, and it gets to the point where, because I played it, I think about 2 years ago when I platinumed it, and I kept thinking, like, this is a different game now that I'm older, and now that I can understand, like, the underlying themes, and it's not just a bunch of cool-ass dudes fighting. You know what I mean? There's, like, a huge message behind this game. You know, like I was telling you at the beginning, or when we walked in, this game, you begin as a fucking terrorist. You're an eco-terrorist blowing up, like, government reactors, trying to send a message saying, like, hey, we don't want you to do this to our planet anymore. Because it's... So, basically, the world is made out of... It has...
Cheese.
Yeah, pretty much, but... It's...
Chili cheese.
Yes.
It's made out of this stuff called Mako energy. And it's... Think oil. Like, everything runs off of this, though. We're powering our cities. We're powering everything off this. And the thing is that we're slowly killing the planet. And as the story progresses, you come to understand how much we've really damaged the planet. And not only that, but, like, also when it was being developed, Hironobu Sakaguchi, the main director of the games, before he got kicked out of Squaresoft, for a bunch of different reasons, but the main one was that horrific Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within movie. Oh. I haven't even seen it, and I'm going to keep it that way.
No, don't. I mean, I wouldn't even say see it if you get curious, because I went with my friend in middle school. We saw that in the theater.
Oh, God.
When
I
it came
can't even
out.
imagine.
Because we had no idea what to expect. Because this is back when I was in middle school, when you had nothing to be like, I wonder what these reviews are.
You had very little to ever go.
It was like you see the trailer on the commercial at the time,
right?
Yeah.
On TV, and you're just like, okay, that looks cool. This is all the information
I loved
have.
Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
And they can give you as little or as much as they want, and you just have to go, okay.
We go into this movie, and the movie ends, and we walked out, we're like, wasn't Final Fantasy.
That's what's really weird. Like, there's immediate conflicts that come in my head when I think of Final Fantasy movie, because every Final Fantasy is different.
Yeah.
Like, all the battle systems are different. Like, they all use the ATB or time battle, they're turn-based, whatever. But all, like, the magic is different, and there's so many conflicting things that does not compute to movie at all.
And that's another thing that, if Derek, you ever start to play, like, they're not story connected at all.
No, they're 100% different.
So they have like sequential games.
So like
one after
each
the
game
other.
is like a self-contained story.
Yeah.
So anyways, Sakaguchi was dealing with the death of his mother during the development of this, and it shows. Like, there's a lot of sadness in the game, but there's also a lot of underlying hope. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to say that it's a sad game, because it's really not. There's tons of happy moments, and the characters are easily like one of the best parts of the game. That and the music.
I'm not gonna say, but yeah, there is one iconic moment that I won't say on.
Yeah.
In case if Derek starts to play it, but that I want to see how that translates into this.
Can't wait to fucking watch it in high definition. It's gonna be horrible.
Hi, duh.
I mean, like, the only thing with this new remake, there's a couple of different things that are problematic, but they're easily doable. A lot of people are bitching about how it's not turn-based. I understand.
So much so that's why our episode is named after that.
I mean, like, I understand why people don't want it that way, but at the same time, I'm like, this is a remake. You know what I mean? Like, they're remaking it to today's standards, and the way that I see it is, like, if you play this game, if you watch that movie that's related to the game, like, this game begs, those characters beg to be in, like, an open environment where they're doing all kinds of flippy-dippy shit. Like, it's anime as fuck, this game. Like,
I want a move called that. Flippy-dippy shit.
I'm sure you'll get one of those in some Mortal Kombat.
I think there is a Mortal... I think it's called Flippy Dippy. Like one of Sonya Cage's moves, the moves where she flips around and does the shooting. I think that's called Flippy Dippy.
No shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or Flippy Trick or something like that.
So a lot of people are bitching about the turn-based. I mean, if you really want to put your energy into that, about bitching about it, because it's not going to change. I'm sorry. They're not going to Sonic this. They're not gonna. They're not gonna understand that people are upset about this shit. They're not going to. I'm sorry. This game was announced in 2015. We saw gameplay at the end of 2015. People were bitching about it then. They're gonna bitch about it now. I just find it funny that we're not over this yet. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's such an I don't know if the word that I'm looking for is arbitrary thing to be.
Yeah.
Asinine?
Yeah, asinine. It's just asinine to be complaining about, because like with the Resident Evil 2 remake, nobody was, there was no outcry for, no tank controls, no buy, no fixed angles, no buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's really like,
see, people, I don't think even liked that when the game was out. Like,
see, Final Fantasy was the first turn-based game I ever played.
See, I can understand,
Me too.
like you guys, Eddie and Cole were both saying, I can understand the bitching and whatnot, because, yeah, the original Final Fantasy VII is a turn-based JRPG.
a damn good one too.
And I can understand people's, like, bitching.
Recommendation.
Yeah, to take that away. Because I also understand that Final Fantasy 15 was not super well received when it came out, which I like it.
I loved it, dude. It was one of my favorites.
People were...
See, but the thing is that you guys can admit it.
Yeah, no,
I think that a lot of people that played Final Fantasy 15 and bitch about the combat secretly really liked it. Honest to God, I really do. Because I didn't like it at first. I somehow became turned around and I loved it.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. But then again, people bitch about everything. But I don't know. It's silly to
I don't appreciate your bitching about me bitching.
Yeah, no shit.
This is how I see it. It's like okay, so before this game was announced, hey, give us a Final Fantasy VII remake, and then
give me what I want.
Remake announced. No, I don't like that. I'm not gonna buy it.
We have literally been asking for this game almost 2 decades.
Yeah. And now that it's here,
Forever.
you guys want to be nitpicky about
We
it.
wanted one on the PS2. We got a demo of it, like a technical demo of it on the PS3. Everyone was flipping their shit thinking that we're getting one for the PS3, even though Sony came out and said, hey, we're not remaking Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
And now we're actually getting... I don't know. But to the people, I have a solution to the people complaining about it not being turn-based. Square is not the go-to for turn-based games anymore.
No.
Okay? Let me tell you about a little game. You might have heard about it, especially us talking about it. A little game called Persona 5.
Yeah, buddy.
100% turn-based.
What is this game?
And nobody's heard of it. I'm totally... Yeah, nobody's heard of it at all. Seriously, Square's not known for turn-based games anymore. They're known for pretty boy, graphic, awesome shit. Like, that some people just don't vibe with anymore. And that's fine.
They were back in their heyday when they were Squaresoft, and they were, churning out like all the Final Fantasy games.
Oh, that name hurts my heart.
I know.
It's not here anymore. It's just it's not the thing. That's not them anymore. They're trying to do other shit, and they're trying to evolve, and they're trying
to pump out, what is it, as many just causes as they can.
Jesus. And Tomb Raiders and shit.
Hey, you shut your mouth.
Yeah, I like the Tomb Raiders. I like the Tomb Raiders.
I don't know. There's other people doing really great shit in that realm of gaming.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're really that butthurt over turn-based, just go play the original and leave us.
That's 100%, Eddie. No matter if this game comes out and it's dog shit, it is horrible, we still have that original. Yeah. And several different ways to play it. It's on a Nintendo console now, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
No,
it's
100% doable.
There are ways, and you just need to not cry, because that's it.
That's not a something.
It's not a something you do.
It's not a something.
And a lot of people are worried about it being a letdown, and a lot of people are hoping it to be really good. The thing is that the story's already there. Nomura's gonna fuck with it, because that's what Nomura does, is he just takes good things and he just ruins them. However, that story's already there. And my only hope is that they focus less on the Sephiroth Cloud battle like they did in Advent Children, and they focus more on what that game really represented, which was, the fight for the planet and those characters and that world, and it's not just Cloud with the big sword and Sephiroth with the really long sword. There's a huge story with a lot of substance to it.
I'll tell you what, boy howdy, I cannot wait to see my girl Tifa on my PS4 Pro.
Yo, and that's a fucking shame, bro. You showed that trailer. Her name is in the party. She's in that party, but you purposefully cut her out.
Of
How
course.
dare you?
Because she's going to be the big reveal and, all the nerd boners.
I gotta imagine we're seeing... So another thing is at the end of the trailer, it says more to come in June. Next month is E3. So I would imagine, and me and... It's funny because I was sitting there, I was about to go...
What are they... They're not going to be at E3, though.
Yeah, but Square.
Oh, okay.
Square has a
so I
press
see
conference.
what you're saying. I thought, is it going to come out on other stuff?
I think so.
They said play it... So when it first got revealed, it said play it first on PlayStation.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And not only that, Kingdom Hearts 3 is out on Xbox with literally none of the other Kingdom Hearts on there. So I would imagine the Square is going to try and milk this thing for all it's worth.
Yeah, probably.
So the funny thing is that I was sitting there, I was playing Days Gone, and I was right about to go to... my father's birthday was a couple of days ago, and I was about to leave and go. So I was playing Days Gone right before I was about to leave. And it was right in this like super heartfelt moment of the game where things are starting to like click, and yeah, you'll know when you get there. But
if I get there,
yeah, no shit, that's something we'll talk about too. But Brian calls me and he's like, "Bro, what are you doing right now?" And I'm like, I'm just playing Days Gone." He's like, "Turn it off." Turn it off. I was like, what? Turn it off. I was like, why? And he's like, Final Fantasy VII just got another trailer. I'm like, say no more. I fucking dipped out of that shit so fucking fast. Hold on, Deacon, and Sarah. I don't give a fuck about you no more. It just
isn't decon like a pest
mouse
control shit?
Yeah. And then I watched
love
it, and he like got my whole live reaction during it all, and I'm like watching it. I don't know why, but my internet was shitty at that moment, so it was all like pixelated and shit. And I'm like, oh my god, it looks so good. Yeah, it was.
I unplugged myself.
You got so excited.
Fuck, bro. It's and me and Brian and I were talking about it, and I was thinking, I was like, holy shit, okay, more to come in June. Obviously, they're still, they're still pumping this thing out, because that's why I posted It Lives on the page, is because it got announced in 2015. We didn't hear anything about it and after that trailer, and then in 2017 it was reported that the development had stopped over to where they were originally developing it. So Square was third party developing this game, which is why? Why did you think that was a good idea? They threw it over to this little team called CyberConnect 22, and they're mainly known for the Dot Hack games and the Naruto games. Which I don't know about you, but Dot Hack and Naruto, like those games, they don't come out.
I forgot all about Dot Hack.
Those games back in the day were legit, though. Like, those games were awesome.
I thought there's a collection on the PS4, and I thought about getting it. But yeah, that's all we knew. All we knew is that Square was shutting them down, and that development was coming back into first party. And that's all we knew. That's literally all we knew. We never heard anything about it. So the first update that we had in 2 years was something really bad. Sorry, but that doesn't sound like that's coming out to me at all. That sounds like a that sounds like a sinking ship. You know what I mean? And so now that we have it, and I really do think that this game is way further along than we think it is. However, it's still episodic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that is the big point.
That's the biggest but of all of this. However, I don't think it's nearly as bad as people think it is. The only thing that... let's say that it is. Because, obviously it is. It's been confirmed that it's still episodic. The first episode is going to be 100% Midgar. And it's going to end as soon as you're walking out the gates after defeating the Rolling Boulder or whatever his name is on the highway. I'm okay with this. Just because I feel like we have the assets, we have the engine, we have all this shit. So the second game is going to be where it really shines, because the second game is going to be it's really weird because the first like 5-6 hours of the original game, you're placed in this city, and you're fully convinced the entire game's going to take place here, and then all of a sudden, woo, you're out in the fucking world, and there's an overworld, and you're going to different towns, different cities, and it's really weird. You know, it was so cool back in the day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. However, I think that's just the only thing is that that's the thing that kind of sucks about it being episodic, because I think they're going to go the 13 route, where they did Final Fantasy 13 and then 13-2
and then Lightning Returns.
And, you know, I don't really know, because I would imagine if you... I don't know. I could see it going both ways, because you could have it be like Midgar, and then that epic fucking moment that we're not spoiling, that could be the end of the first game. That would be perfect. And then after that, it's... The second game is pretty much... it's not going to be like a Telltale game.
I would get so mad, though, if like that was the end. But the way that I would like... The way that I could see it being done, too, is... each game is like a disc from the original, you know? So, first game is disc 1, second game disc 2. That way, it would be like half and half, because, like we said, disc 3 really isn't anything, you know. I don't know.
But disc 3 would be just $60 for like extra thing. That's the thing that's also going to suck, is that they're going to charge $60 for every one of these. You know, which I'm fine with, because I'm such a massive mark for this shit.
Yeah, same here.
I'm fine with it. But to somebody that's like, you know, penny pinching games, like that's not going to be good at all.
It can be done, because it wasn't, you know, received super well. But I'm a huge fan of them. Like the new Hitman games that came out, they were done in episodes,
and those were great.
Well, a lot of people think that's going to be like a Telltale game. It's not going to be like a Telltale game.
No.
That my only question
I'd still fucking buy it.
Yeah,
like, I'd buy it even more. But
I just don't understand. Like, what are they going to do about like leveling and shit? Like, do we go to the next game level 1?
No, I think. I think that's easy. Just because, like, you'll have your save data from the first one, you'll get the next one, it'll read the data from the first one.
Well, that'll be interesting, because I don't know a lot of people or a lot of developers that really did that, where they, like, you start over completely. Like, because you gotta think, like, there's the materia, you got your armor, you've got your weapons, you got all this shit. So it would make sense for it to carry over. I just don't know a lot of games that have really done that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it'll be just fine. I mean, we were just talking the last episode where they have technology to read the games that you liked off your memory card. You know what I mean? So I doubt that it's going to be such a task for that to happen.
I think that they're going to find a way. I really do, because I think Square knows that they're writing this. There's a fucking ton riding on this game.
We have the technology.
There is.
We can make it better.
This game is way too important for them to screw up.
Yeah.
Like really, truly, after the failure of 15 that a lot of people like to point out, even though it sold really fucking well.
That game was fucking great, and if you don't think so, you're a fucking liar.
Well, I mean, regardless...
You got a problem with Final Fantasy 15, you got a problem with me, and I suggest you let that marinate.
I don't know. I'm not the right person to talk to about this, because I've been excited about this since day one.
Yeah.
I was in my car watching the Sony press conference. I remember exactly what I was doing. I was driving to Hastings, rest in peace, to buy the 4th season of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray. Because I was like, they had it on sale.
Gross.
And I was, fuck you.
Wait, what were you buying? I spaced out for
Game of Thrones. I was buying the Game of Thrones Blu-ray. Okay. I was driving, and it's fucking iconic at this point, like this reveal. Because it's so funny, because in 2014 at PSX, they baited us like fucking crazy. Like the logo came up, and the one of the original guys came out and was like, "Hey, y'all remember Final Fantasy VII? Remember?
Look at this!
How much you love this shit? Well, let me show you this." And then it was a fucking trailer of the original game coming to PS4, which I was excited about, I know, but at the same time, I kept thinking like, oh my fucking god, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. We've waited and we've waited. They're gonna do it. It's a reveal for a PlayStation 1 game coming to the PS4. Everybody was mad, which I think might have had something to do with them announcing this game way too early. So that happened in PSX, so that was June of 2014. Or no, I'm sorry, December of 2014. And then in June of 2015, it all goes dark. And then the guy on the top's like, in the late 90s, Squaresoft revealed a groundbreaking title, blah, blah, blah. And it was the live stream, like that super green, bluish green on the screen. And he's like, backed by popular demand, I have something super special to tell you.
And everybody fucking...
Oh my God.
The pop in that room.
It took forever for like, everyone kind of knew. Like, everyone was kind of hoping that it was what it was, but you didn't get like confirmation until like the trailer's almost done.
Yeah.
Because they're like walking through the slums, and it kind of looked like Midgar, but nobody fucking knew. Like, they're like, holy shit, that kind of looks like Midgar. You know what I mean? And then they're in this alleyway, and it's panning like the camera's like walking through as if the crowd's walking through the crowd, and you see Barrett with his gun arm. And then he's walking, and then slowly it reveals the sheen of the light on the metal of the Buster sword, and then it slowly pans up, and you see Cloud's fucking ridiculous hair. And then it pans out, and it's just, all it says is, remake. And then it's like, oh, everyone's freaking the fuck out.
The pop in that room is fucking amazing.
I remember I pulled over and I just started fucking bawling. I was like, I can't fucking believe they're doing.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
I was like, I can't. But they're fun. I was like, you fucking maniacs! You're doing it. You're fucking doing it.
You freaking fricks!
Yeah, exactly.
Why will you learn? Consequences.
I don't know. It was just huge, and then that gameplay trailer was fucking awesome, even though it ran like shit, and I was like, "Ooh, this doesn't look good at all." I don't know. It's very important. It's very important for Square to do this right, and I think they know that. And I have this theory that's kind of why Kingdom Hearts 3 sucked so bad, is because I feel like Nomura was more on, because it's kind of no knowledge at this point that Nomura was working on both. He was working on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Like, hey, Nomura, should we put this in Kingdom Hearts 3? Yeah, fucking go. Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
Just fucking do it.
Look, I'm busy.
What about the Coliseum, Nomura? Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
What was that? The Coliseum, Nomura. Oh no, we don't need any more of that. Oh, are you sure? Yeah, fucking yeah. As he's like drawing the last spike on Cloud's hair. Yeah, we don't fucking need that at all.
I'll call and see him. Sure, yeah,
I'll call and see him. Now speaking,
Yeah, exactly. Fucking exactly.
Whatever. It's fine. I'll call and see him. Yeah.
Now knowing that Tetsuya Nomura is directing this,
Horrifying.
Cole, how do you feel about giving Nomura more of your money?
I have to at this point, like, because there are two things that I that's why I'm saying, like, you can't, like, for me to be objective and for me to be like, to give any kind of criticism at all. I'm going to when the game's coming out, but like the hype level is too high. You can't rely on my criticism at all, just because, like, dude, this was Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII are the two fucking games that like make up my entire like taste. You know what I mean? Like, and there are people out there that are just shitting on 7 all the time, like, oh, it's not nearly as good as everyone thinks it is, and it's overrated, and 6 was a lot better. It's like, yeah, well,
Get the fuck out of here, fucking hipsters.
Actually,
Yeah. That's why it's so easily accessible everywhere.
No shit.
That's why everybody buys it, being through all of these accesses. I hate when people are just like,
Sorry. Did they put FF6 on the Switch? Not that I.
No.
They goddamn should.
No, yeah, they should.
Now.
Yeah.
That game is a treasure, but I just there are so many things, like I can't look at 7 with a critical eye. I love that game too much. I'm sorry, and I think a lot of people would do a lot of good for themselves if they could just realize that the things that they love have criticism. They can be criticized. Like, you can criticize 7 until the cows come home. I don't give a fuck. I love that game. Mm-hmm. I do that game once a year. I love that game.
Yep.
It's so good, and I get something out of it every single time I play it. But that's me. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I'm so open to them doing changes, is because I know I have the original game on 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 fucking ways to play that game, ironically enough. Because it's Final Fantasy VII.
No, we got it.
We got it.
No, we got it. We know the joke.
I have so many ways to play that original game. So if they want to make some changes, go for it. I don't care. It's not gonna ruin the reputation of the game any more than all the fucking bullshit they did after the game came out. I love Advent Children, but I can tell you right now that is a bad fucking movie. That is a bad fucking movie. And everything, like Crisis Core was rad. Other than that, what?
But where have all the cows been?
In Nomura's office, because he's doing weird shit to him.
He's making them get ready to
He's
go.
trying to put him in the Reminded DLC.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's listening right now. Black Sox, Shawnese Trujillo.
I think that's Shaughnessy.
Yeah, I know it is. That's one of my friends.
I don't know. Shawnese. I said Shawnese.
Well, all right.
Hingle McCrinkleberry.
Hinkle McCrinkleberry.
Penn State.
Holy shit.
I don't know. I love this game way too
See,
much.
I like to think he's teaching the cows how to, like, be synchronized and dance together.
I mean, let's be honest. He's trying to put Sora hair on one.
Wow.
He's trying to put Cloud hair on another. And he's given one Sephiroth's ridiculously
Well,
long
see, that's how
sword.
he's coming up with the story.
Yeah.
He's like, okay,
Exactly.
all right, now let's just see what happens. And action!
Sora, you're not giving me enough. You gotta...
The other thing that I was going to say that I didn't really pick up on when I first played this game, because, you know, my video game knowledge when I first played Final Fantasy VII back in, like, 1999, because I didn't get it, like, right when it came out, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking
But was slim to none back then.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
same
I
here.
was, let's see, I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was 13. No, was I? 99?
97.
Yeah, I was 12 and
Well, I didn't play it. Like,
Oh, you
till
played it
a
in
while
99.
after, but so I had nothing to go off of like I do now. But like what I didn't realize back then, that I realize now, is that playing this game, it's not strictly just like your typical JRPG. Like there's that mission where you have to infiltrate the Shinra building and do a bunch of shit. Like
Yeah.
you have to search those records. You have to hide from the guards. Like they just incorporated all of this stuff that you have to do on top of just your typical JRPG elements, and I
Final
think that's
Fantasy-
another
yeah.
thing that makes it great.
Yeah, exactly. Final Fantasy VII is the reason why PlayStation was so popular.
Yeah,
it really was.
I'm sorry, but if you don't think, I'm sorry. That's like a fucking fact at this point.
It's
That game-
science.
That game was so important.
science really.
That game was so fucking important to the launch of the PlayStation. I can't imagine it being any different. I really can't.
That's scientifically proved that Final Fantasy VII is the best game ever.
Final Fantasy VI didn't sell PlayStations. I'm sorry, but that's one thing that it might have sold a couple SNESs, but
SNES is
no.
it's actually
Literally
it's
nobody
actually
said that.
it's actually SNES.
Literally nobody said that.
I forgot who it was that said it.
Literally one
was
buddy
him.
says it.
No, two buddies.
Two bodies
Yeah.
say it.
Because one of the girls from the Cupcakes and
The
Cutscenes and Cupcakes podcast says it. If you guys haven't heard Cutscenes and Cupcakes, go ahead and check them out. They are very passionate gamers, and they love doing what they do. Go check them out, Cutscenes and Cupcakes.
It's really cool to hear, women talk about video games. 'Cause it's like from another perspective, So that's
It's
I
true.
listen to
Girls
their,
don't play video games.
I'll say that around Angela. With her fucking 7.
Yeah, but Angela's
7
not a girl.
platinums.
She's a woman.
Yeah, exactly. She's a damn good one too.
What a woman!
What a woman.
No, I listened to their Last of Us episode.
Yeah.
'Cause, you got to have a good opinion about The Last of Us for me to like you.
And they did.
Yeah, they definitely did. And it inspired me I've been writing something for our Last of Us episode, so
Hell yeah.
yeah, they're great. You really should check them out, and I like them a lot too because they're very short episodes. They're not very long at all. They're-
Not like
all of-
ours.
all of them are under an hour, which is really digestible. So
Hi, Yesenia.
Hi, baby.
Or is it Yesenia? Is that...
Yesenia
yes,
Yes, sir.
De Leone.
Malfa.
Malfa.
Hi, Malfa.
Malwafa.
Malwafa.
Moefa's my boy. Moefa's the one out there being like, yeah, hype. So yeah, that's what
He
Hold it.
He probably literally is doing that too.
I would imagine.
You.
Well, along with the Final Fantasy VII remake, we also got what is it?
Yes.
Nerds. We also got what else did we get? We got
Predator.
We got Ghost Recon.
Yeah, we got the new
which
Ghost
I'm
Recon.
super hyped for. It's called Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's coming out October 4th.
Nice.
So yeah, it's coming out pretty soon.
The Medieval remake got an October release date.
That's right. That was the whole point of the state of play, and I totally fucking forgot about it. Oh my god!
And I'm really liking these like really tiny
little like direct style things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I really like the just how, like you said, like about the cutscenes and cupcakes, how
Hi, Angela.
how digestible they are. They're just 10-minute things like
Cupcakes.
Yeah.
And cutscenes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Flying squirrel game.
It's a sugar glider, Nathan. It's a sugar glider.
Come on.
Get it right.
Leave it to the PlayStation representative to get hyped about a game that looks like trash.
Actually, it's a sugar glider.
That's always like the that is always the actually when someone tries to say flying squirrel, they're like no, it's a sugar glider. It's a fucking squirrel with
It looks like a squirrel and it's flying, Bob. I don't know what you're trying to get out of me here, but okay. Y'all hyped about Medieval?
I am.
At all?
I am. I used to love playing
I
Medieval.
didn't play that game at all, so I don't have like any.
I love it. Like that game to me was on par with like the Spyros and the Crash Bandicoots.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was like I guess it's like the alternative kids version of a Spyro or a Crash Bandicoot.
It's what the goth kids were playing.
Yeah, it's what the goth kids were playing. Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked about it.
You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand.
It's not a phase. It's who I am.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this game? I'm pretty sure you've never heard of it. It's called Medieval.
I've been playing it since before people knew about it.
Yeah, I
no
mean,
big deal.
No, I've heard of that. No, you haven't.
Well, not like I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard of it maybe, but
You've heard of it, but I've heard of it.
Like, you don't understand. It's a part of me.
yeah. It's a part of me. It's who I am. It's who I've always been and who I always will be.
What does the kid in The Invincibles say? Or that's right, Incredibles. Sorry,
Incredibles, yeah.
He's like, it's who I am.
It's true that, but I'm really excited for that. I am excited for the Ghost Recon game. The Ghost Recon game looks way cool. I only ever played Advanced Warfighter, and that was like a million years ago. But I might. This looks like a.
I still have that game on my Steam account.
Do you
Actually.
really?
Yeah.
That game's cool.
It's really a cool game because I remember in the beginning of that game, like when you go into your first mission, one of your teammates gets down and you have to go in and you have to pick him up, and then you have to like position your guys a certain way so
Right,
that one of them
exactly.
can be shooting enemies as you're dragging your
Yeah.
out. And then the further you get all this really cool like tech that you can use. Like you can lay in the sand and just become completely invisible.
Yeah.
Like that game was awesome.
That was that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it wasn't that the game that was that you could like speak into your mic and give the orders to the people
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool as shit.
Yeah, dude.
That
Like,
was another
that.
thing about it.
yeah,
I
you were
like
so like you would so like if like somebody was down and you had to go drag them out, you'd be like, cover me, and like all of a sudden you see this flurry of fire, and then to me like they had these like
Hell yeah.
buzzwords that would control the.
See, like then again though, I can't be on the phone in my living room and say pay my bill to like an automated thing without my PlayStation going, huh? Me? Did you say PlayStation? Me?
That reminds me. That reminds
to,
me of something hilarious actually. So I remember when the Xbox One was coming out, or not coming out, but when I think they were releasing like the connector, whatever it was.
Right.
And I remember what's his name? Is it Jesse Paul? Or
Who's that?
no, it's Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul.
Breaking Bad, Jesse.
You got kind of it right
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
his name. But
So he did a commercial for like the Xbox or whatever, and in the commercial he would be demonstrating. He'd be like, Xbox turn on or Xbox turn off, and it was turning people's Xboxes like on and off. Because he was saying it. People, what the fuck, man?
That's amazing.
Come on,
I
Aaron
remember
Paul.
that. I remember that.
Leave my shit alone.
And then you were just like, Jesse.
Speaking of older games, I don't know if you guys saw the link that Nick posted about Days Gone being in the Siphon Filter universe, but that got me so hyped that I went back and I downloaded Siphon Filter and I started playing it again. And that game, holy shit, that game is hard now.
I don't think any of us have gotten.
Connect is trash. That's true.
Connect is 100%.
I don't think any of us have gotten far enough to where we can like relate to that theory, though. Am I right? Days Gone.
I'm almost done with Days Gone.
I think I gotten to the point where the neuroscientists are talking about how the virus was deliberate and how it was like a counter.
How you get that
I
terrorism.
will tell you.
Yeah.
I will tell you, with no spoilers, the origin of the infection is actually quite compelling.
Yeah.
Way more than, like other games try really, really hard, and they're almost kind of like forcing it down your throat in terms of like explaining like, oh, this is what happened, and mankind, fucking.
Yeah, they kind of just ease it into you, and it feels a little more natural.
See, I like it when it's eased into me.
I bet it's easier when it could just glide through.
Yeah. When they've got just when the story is just massaged and lubed a little bit, and then it's eased in. That helps.
Since
doesn't feel forced or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't feel forced. They're very gentle.
It doesn't hurt you.
Nathan is still here. I want to talk a little bit more about Days Gone.
I've got Days Gone and fucking Time Out right now. I'm a little perturbed with that game right now.
Yeah, I almost had the same thing. So I continued to play it like I said I would. And it got to the point where the more I played it, the more I liked it. I kept telling you guys, I was like, yo, I think I might actually really like this game. Because it has some really good things in it about it, and that other open world games don't really do. I don't know, I can't explain it. Like, you could take a game that's like, an 8 or a 9 out of 10, like the newest Assassin's Creed. Everyone loves that game, mostly. However, I can't get into a game like that because it feels so repetitive. It feels like you're doing the same fucking thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Sure.
And you're doing that in Days Gone, but for some reason
it doesn't feel
that way.
Mm-mm.
Like, yeah, I'm going over here and I clear out a nest of freakers, and then I go over here and I do this I clear out this camp of marauders or rippers or whatever they are, whatever have you, and then I run over and I do pretty much the same thing over and over and over again. However, it just never, I don't know what it is. And I can't pinpoint it. It's so weird.
I think it's the settings that they're all in. It's not the same camp over and over again, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same, template for a camp like let's say in Far Cry when you have to go clear out all those it's usually the same sandbox.
Yeah.
Just with like
right.
a different building, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
In Days Gone, it's more of like there are these marauders, but they're like holed up by a river, so you kind of have to like strategically move around this river or do this.
Okay.
Bye, Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy.
Peace out, Shaughnessy. Sorry for butchering your name, bro.
I'll tell you right now, the hordes are one of the fucking coolest things I've ever done in a video game.
I think the hordes are so fun.
Just turning the camera around and just literally watch. I did the sawmill from the E3 demo.
Oh, nice.
And I checked, it was over 500 zombies.
That's amazing.
On the screen at the same time. I don't give a fuck if you want to say this game is trash, go for it. That's impressive. Like, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, I recorded the whole fucking thing, and I was gonna post it, and I was like, it's probably like a spoiler, so I didn't post it, but I kept going, and I'm like, this is insane. How fucking fun, how tense, how many tactics you need to deploy just to be able to fucking survive. And when you get caught in between a couple of them, like the room for error is so small because if you fuck up, you're dead. Like they swarm you so fast.
Like one small move and that's it. Like that's your ass. And it's crazy. Like it's funny because like I've had some frame rate problems. You know what I mean? But it's never during a horde.
I have something to show you.
Okay.
Because it might fix it. And so continue on.
But but I mean like for there to be a wave of dead humanity coming at you that eats up the fuck out of your frame rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, not only that, they're still there. Even though they're dead bodies, they're still fucking there.
And they stay there. You know what I mean? And I think that's like the coolest thing to like the dedication, like the coolest testament to the dedication of Bend. You know, because like that shit must have taken forever to fucking.
It's so fucking cool. However, there are some issues with the hordes, Eddie. There are some issues.
I believe you.
So I've done this thing, and it actually happened to me again before I came over, where I will literally kill every single part of that horde, and then if you do it right, I guess, you know, it's kind of weird because really all you got to do is just kill them all. But if you kill them all, and it registers with the game, it'll usually like pop up like a thing that says, hey, it's like a checkboard, like hey, this is one thing that you had to do.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll be like the sawmill horde or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And that doesn't happen.
What?
It hasn't it's done it 4 times to me.
Wow.
And so I was curious. I was like, so I got to this part of the game, just barely, where I saw where the horde was coming out of. They were coming out of this tunnel. And I watched all of them pour out of the tunnel, and then I did my best to kill all of them. And then I killed the very last zombie. I picked up all the stragglers. Because that's sometimes what you have to do. You have to like go and find one that like broke off from the horde or whatever.
He's just sort of dinking around by himself. Like,
it happens. And then I'm like, I was like, I know that was a horde. That was a horde. So why am I not getting the checkpoint for it? It didn't make any sense. And then I walked back over to the tunnel, and guess what comes out of the fucking tunnel?
A freaker?
Another goddamn horde.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass serious. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it was just as fucking many. I had 1,000 fucking ears.
wow.
I had it was $9.99. But I came across the same horde to why I don't get it. And so I killed him, and then it popped. And I'm like, I have a hard time believing that horde was 1,000 freakers. Like, I don't know. But yeah, regardless, the hordes are a ton of fun.
That's awesome.
But when it comes down to like the collector aspect, I'm like, where's my fucking pop? Why is it not popping that I completed it? But I don't know.
I need the pop. I need the completion.
Yeah, give me my check.
So what the fuck I have a problem with, okay? So these characters, I loved every single character in Iron Mike's camp.
Yeah.
I really did. I loved every one of them. But I'm going to try and go about this.
Is that why he makes you collect ears?
Well, no. So
it's Mike Tyson.
round of applause for Derek here.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
That's an old reference.
It really is.
I was trying to go. I'm trying to go. God damn it, Nick.
Sorry, I kind of derailed that shit real quick.
I was like, now's my chance.
I heard it.
No, I heard it.
I'm going to try.
Everybody heard it.
God damn it, Nick. I'm going to try and go about this as...
That's because Nick was a bit busy.
I'm going to try and go about this as spoiler-less as possible. You get to a point in the game where shit changes. And I'll leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
And you go and...
I can't get to any point in the game in mine.
Yeah, and I want you to elaborate that just so Nathan can hear it. But the basically what happens is this part of the game completely fucking implodes on itself. To the point where I can't drive the bike anywhere without the frame rate going down into the low 20s.
Wow.
Like, it's and it is constant. It does not stop. Like, there are no... Like, even when I get off the bike, the frame rate takes a massive fucking hit. And I don't know what the deal is. And then you go into... And I'm like, oh my god. And then mix this in with the fact that I really didn't fucking like the way that the game went at this point in time. Because it's such a massive departure from the characteristics of the person that you're playing. I kept going like, this is not Deacon. Deacon wouldn't fucking do this. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but it's also like... They criticize you for not 100%ing an area, basically. And I don't know.
That's kind of funny. I like.
I don't know because I haven't finished the game yet, but it definitely felt like because I did this thinking like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go beat the game,
Yeah.
Like I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning thinking like, okay, I'm actually gonna be able to beat the game now. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I can, go listen to all my spoiler casts and shit like that. So I was excited. So I stayed up even longer. And then I came and I was like, no, you're like halfway.
Jesus
And
Christ.
so I was like, I'm going the fuck to bed. I was so upset, dude. And like, even like, it was so fucking bad to the point where it was a cutscene and the audio was completely off.
Wow.
Like all the mouths were like moving differently and I was like, I don't fucking understand
Like a kung fu
this
movie.
game. I'm like halfway through this game.
There's no words there.
It just took a giant shit. I'm like, I don't and so like it was just like this big ball of emotions where I'm like, I don't even want to fucking play this game anymore. Honest to God, I was almost close to just dropping it. Because it was right when that trailer came out, and I was like, fuck, I want to play Final Fantasy VII. Days Gone, almost got shelved. Like really, truly. And I was like, that fucking sucks. Because I was having so much fun. And I want to know if you guys feel the same way. However, I fixed my technical difficulties.
How did you do that?
Miraculously, let me fucking add. I had no idea that this was going to do it. So I was like, I went on Google and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This game just took a giant shit. Like, I
Type
didn't...
in what the
What
fuck.
the fuck?
This game just took
We
a
all
giant
thought about
shit.
the same
I
thing
know.
at the same time. What the fuck? This game.
We are called the
that right
Nerd
now,
Corporation. We all share a brain.
Don't Google the question, Moss.
I just don't... It was really weird because I was like... I never had any of these issues in the previous segment of the game, in the first half of the game. I was like, I don't understand this at all. Mm-hmm. So I went on there and I was like, is there a way to fix this or what? Because I didn't know. And I figured out that if there was a lot of the same people going like, oh, delete a couple games, free up your hard drive and such and such. I was like, I have 4 terabytes of space. I'm sorry, but that's not the problem.
Yeah.
And then there was the thing where, I don't know if you've ever done this, but there's the option to rebuild the database on your PS4. So basically what you do, and I'm wondering like, okay, how many games could have ran better if I would have done this? And so now I'm going to rebuild my database every time a big high profile game comes out, just so I can, say that I did it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So basically what happens is you have to turn your PS4 off all the way. So instead of going into rest mode, you go to power down, and then you walk over, hold the power button until you hear 2 beeps. So it'll go beep, and then it'll be like 5, 6, 7 seconds, and it'll beep again, and then it'll turn back off. Okay? And then after that, go and plug your PS4 controller in with a USB controller and push the power button, and it will come up and it'll say, rebuilding hard drive or something. It'll show a little bar. And as soon as it's done with that, excuse me, it'll give you a long list of things that it's in safe mode, basically. Mm-hmm. So it'll give you this long list of certain things that you can do. A lot of them I didn't pay attention to. I just went down to rebuild database. It says it'll take hours, but mine took like maybe 10 minutes. After that, cleared just 100%, no problems at all.
Really?
Fixed the cutscenes, fixed the frame rate, it fixed everything.
Might have to do that then.
Wow.
I have no, I don't know why. I mean, I kept thinking, I was like, maybe my PS4 Pro just sucks now. I've had it, in December, it'll be 3 years since I got it. So I'm like, maybe, and I thought about maybe bringing down the, what's it called?
HDR?
No, I thought about maybe bringing down my PS4 Slim that I have up in my bedroom and just finishing it from there, because I was like, this is so unplayable. This is not fun. Like it gets to the point where it's not registering movements of the thumbstick.
Oh, and Angela says to make sure that you eject any extended storages you have connected before you reset the database.
I mean, I can't speak to that because I don't really know. Because I did mine with mine hooked up.
Oh wow.
So I don't know. Maybe it's an issue. I don't know though.
I don't know.
It's basically
Yeah,
a
but
song.
Nathan-
Okay,
Nathan
so
says
if
good call.
Nathan says it's
Yeah.
good, then I guess I should have done that. But
Yeah. Way to go,
Stupid.
dummy!
I don't know. But whatever it was, I am not having a single issue with Days Gone. I did have a soft crash or a hard crash a couple hours ago though, which is only my second one, which is really weird because
I've not had a hard crash.
there are times where the game just completely stops. And then it continues to go, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
That's always a terrifying moment right there. You're like, no.
But one thing is, though, is that the
asshole
game,
clenches up.
the game has a fantastic autosave feature.
Oh, nice.
It really
where
does.
it basically autosaves every time you kill a freaker.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Like, I wouldn't doubt it that it does,
Yeah.
because it does really well.
Yeah, it really does do a good job of like auto saving at just the right times.
Nice.
Like you clear, like I think it does it every time you clear out a nest, and like every time you clear out a camp. Like just at any given time, you can even auto save from your bike. Like you can be on your bike and hit auto save, and
After doing a certain amount of Google searching, I did find out that you don't have to do multiple playthroughs to get the platinum, so I'm probably going to end up platinuming the game.
I think so too.
However, there is multiple endings.
I'll just look them up.
I hate it when games do multiple endings.
You had to repair your extended storage after you did it, remember?
Well, that's after I screwed it up because I didn't do it right the first time. So basically, what I did. So remember how I said at the very beginning that you have to shut it off completely, don't put it in the rest mode.
Oh, okay.
I just walked up because from what I was reading, it didn't say turn it all the way off. All it said was walk up to the PS4 and hold the power button until turn it off.
Yeah.
It didn't say don't put it in rest mode. So I put it in rest mode and then held the button for 2 beeps, and then it did the thing where the PS4 is like, oh, make sure to fucking power down all the way before you turn it off. That stupid message that it gives you for just about anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've come around. Like, this game is such a fucking roller coaster of emotions for me.
It really
because
is.
I figured out when I re-listened to the episode when we gave our first impressions, and I was really fucking hard on the combat because the first like couple of guns that they give you, the combat sucks, bro. It sucks.
I didn't think
And I'm
so.
like, I kept thinking, I'm literally like the reticle. The reticle is right, like his head is right in the center of the reticle. Why was that not a headshot? And I was like, this doesn't make any sense to me.
He's a big noob.
That's all that is maybe you just needed to get good.
Well, I'm a noob, but I buy your products, so you best be nice.
Oh.
But the thing is they do this like arbitrary weapon. How do I say this? Like a weapon specific. Fuck it, I'll just say what it is. So you'll get a handgun, right? And the handgun will have like a condition. So it'll be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think it goes up to 5, which is the highest. And you start out with like the shittiest guns possible. Because as soon as I get the SMP, which I lovingly call the Semp 9.
Fuck you.
Out of here.
Fuck you.
Hey, Tony!
Hey,
Humble bitch.
we got a wise guy over here, Tony.
Yeah,
Fucking gun, that gun's rad, dude. And it's like, I love putting a silencer on it and like creeping through marauder camps and doing like one shots and shit. It's fucking rad.
Nathan, I agree with you. Crossbow for the win, for sure.
I haven't used a crossbow all game.
You're fucking high, bro.
And
I
it feels
cannot.
good.
Sniper rifle, sorry.
Yeah, dude, the fucking crossbow, like, especially when you start getting it to like the double damages on the skill tree.
Yeah.
Oh boy, gimme.
There's I think there's a couple trophies that are required to use the crossbow, so I know I'm going to have to use it eventually, but I'm constantly carrying around a giant, like, LMG, because I'm ready for that fucking horde to pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I'm usually carrying the crossbow. I know I'm gonna have to use the LMG for the hordes and stuff.
it's so fun.
Dude,
oh my god.
I took out a mini horde with the LMG, and I had so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
Especially because by the time I'd gotten the LMG, I got the perk to the double penetration perk and the
Which is like required.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know why that's not like one of the earlier perks that you get, because holy god,
And
it's
then-
so needed.
I have the one with the double damage during focus,
Okay.
and then but like taking out a horde with that LMG is probably one of the most satisfying things.
Well,
ever.
because you run faster than the horde if you're sprinting. So if you just save a little bit of your stamina up, and then just keep double penetration.
I know. That's what I said.
And then if you just like sprint just a little bit ahead of the horde, and you have that LMG, you can turn around and you have plenty of time to just fucking unload on them. And the thing is that I'm pretty sure that the LMG is like 1 to 2 bullets, they're dead.
Yeah.
Especially with the, because I'm at that second part of the game, you get a better LMG, and that gun it's 1 bullet per kill.
Hell yeah.
So it's like, you're just sitting there and you're just laying them down like World War Z. Like, this shit is insane. Like, that's easily the coolest part of this game, is getting caught in a horde and just being able to, like, they give you all kinds of little fucking bombs that you can make. Like, there's the attractor. One of my favorite things that I like to do is make an attractor, throw it over, and then, you know, they're all swarming over, and then throw like a pipe bomb over there and blow them all up all at once.
I saw Nick do that once. You posted that.
Yeah.
And that was way cool.
And then there's a couple of assholes that don't react to the attractor bombs, so they just like barely gives you enough time to throw that pipe bomb in the first place. Yeah, that game, like, before that second part, I was like, fucking man, this is ridiculous. I was like, it's very jarring, because you're having a ton of fun over here with these camps, and all of a sudden it's just like, nope, we're going a completely different direction.
Yeah, it's just like, it goes from like, I'm gonna fuck you up confidence to like, oh shit. Like, it's just, the tension is just right there.
No, that's easily the crowning achievement of this game, is those hordes for sure. And I really like the story.
Yeah.
I'm coming around on it. I didn't really care for it in the beginning, but at the same time, like, I didn't expect it to be good from the get-go.
Yeah.
You know? It's not the last.
But you didn't get double penetration then.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, fucking Sam Witwer is a terrible actor in this game.
Who's that?
The main guy that plays Deacon St. John.
Really? I love him.
I love
Deacon.
It's just I don't know. I think it's just the way that he acts. Come on, you're gonna shoot my friend.
Oh yeah,
fucking kill you.
Yeah, that's
wow.
Angela watches me play this game all the time, and she's like, he's so fucking cringy.
Yeah, he really
Especially
is.
when you're coming up on a marauder camp, and he's like, you want to kill my friends? You know, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
So is it just like super hammy, or
yeah,
like...
it's like really hokey. Like,
it doesn't come across as very like
tough guy. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't come off.
See, but I like him though. I like his journey that he's doing.
It is so cringy. Yeah, Nathan says that I'm so happy I tuned into this. I love hearing you guys are mostly enjoying Days Gone. I know it has its problems, but damn, it is a good game. Yeah,
I really like Deacon. I actually, him and Boozer. I did not like Boozer in the beginning.
Dude, I want to shoot Boozer so much. So, like, if they would have given me a chance to put him out of his misery, I would have.
I wonder if you really you're gonna like that tonal shift, then the one that I'm having problems with, because if you don't really like Deacon, because that's the problem that I had with it, is because I really like Deacon and the way that he interacts with these camps. And
I like his character. Like, I like Deacon as a character. I just think Sam Witwer is just didn't do a good job acting it.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, because he'll be like, you know, he'll hear somebody talking and he'll be like, oh yeah. I mean, like, they tried to make him so human that it like comes off really.
I'll tell you right now, I fucking hate Sarah.
Yeah.
I hate Sarah. I hate her so much, bro. She's so unlikable.
I haven't gotten to Sarah yet, so
just like the flashbacks.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm just like, fuck, man. I mean, she's dead.
Yeah.
So all we get is flashbacks over. I'm just like, fuck, man.
Dude, I think, and like the way that they interact with each other too, like when they're both on bikes or whatever, you expect them to both like yell at each other from the bikes or whatever, but one of them has like a radio, and apparently fucking Deacon just doesn't have a radio, so he just yells. So you'll hear somebody go, you know.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna hear their radio. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, well, yeah, I guess, but I mean,
why is he yelling then?
Yeah, because like they'll be like,
why doesn't he just talk into his radio?
Yeah, Deke, you know, the freaks are gonna come get us, and it's gonna suck. And then he'll be like, yeah, the freakers are they're something else. You know what I mean? Like,
it's funny because I came across this one part where I had someone on the back of my bike, and we came up, and I was at a full stop. Like, I was not riding the bike at all. In fact, the bike could have been off, you know, and they're like still like yelling. They're like, yeah, and it's like, no, there's no sound at all.
Yeah, dude, like there was one where you go on a mission with Ricky, and like they're sitting right next to each other. All right, you ready to ride? Ready as I'll ever be.
Well, see, and that, like, and there's a huge difference between something like that and then, you know, with fucking Red Dead 2, where, like, they went balls deep and recorded, like, every which way to say, like, every which line.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, it's so involved and so fucking just perfect as far as, you know, how much work they put into it for every, like, trying to think of every situation that the characters might be in at any given moment when they're delivering these lines. And then, you know, comparing that to this, like, it just seems like there wasn't as much
moment where when I was trying to do this bullshit mission that I've been stuck on, supposedly.
Yeah, elaborate on this.
Yes.
So there's two parts to this. So I'll talk about what I'm experiencing and then this funny part that I encountered. So I was doing this mission where you get to Iron Mike's, and I think it's Iron Mike's where, because that's where Lisa gets taken, right? Like after you find her.
Yeah, that's in there, right?
And then she escapes again, and then you have. So I'm at this part where
Lisa.
I have to go find her. You have to get into this house, which I've literally like, I gotta find a way in this house. So all I have to do is move the truck and then crawl under the garage, and you find
I know exactly.
you find the letter that she wrote, and you're like, oh, I guess this is her handwriting. And then it's like the internet. I'm looking it up, like, what else do I have to do? And they're like, oh no, that's the end of the mission. And I'm like, it's. Like, no, it's not, because it's still on my storyline, like, and it only says, like, so many % completed, but it, like, I'll select it and deselect it, and it will just not give me anywhere else to go. Like, there's nothing on my map. Like, I have nothing else that I can do, but before I was trying to finish that off, I was like, okay, I'll go back to this, you know, this camp where she was. That's where the
mission ends. From what I can remember.
Yeah, but why would it still be on my thing, you know? Like, telling me that...
Have you tried, like, you've searched everything, right?
Yeah.
With, like, your focus vision and everything?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
No, I just went... I found a letter in the house. Like, that's where you were supposed to go to find
I could have swore that's where it ends.
But...
Because after that, Lisa's, like, gone.
Yeah, because you go through that little... You go the
bookshelf,
yeah. You go
and then you find the letter, and then supposedly that's it. But when you push the trackpad and go up, it's still in my storyline thing.
That's ridiculous. And it won't let you progress from there, huh?
No, and I have nothing else that I can do. Like, like there's no, like, you know, how you usually get a call to go to a camp or whatever. Like, I don't have any of that. But when I was going, I was like, okay, I'll go back to this camp and see what, if anything else, there's anything else I can find. And I rolled up, and at first I thought they were friendlies, and I'm like, I've never seen any friendlies here before, because I drove right past them, and they're just standing on the road with guns, and even one of them, I swear to God, they went, "Sup?" I'm like, so I get off my bike, and I'm like looking at him.
Yeah, that happens.
And I look down on my mini-map, and it's red, and I was like, oh shit! And so I just started shooting them all, and like as soon as I started shooting them, they're like, oh shit! And they like started shooting at me, and I was like, what? I just drove, like there were two here on the road, and there was a dude on a bike here, and I like weaved between them and just stopped on my bike, and they were just sitting there. And I was like, "You guys bad guys or what's up?" Like
maybe try to go.
They were probably
Can you
on
load
break.
from a previous save?
I've saved like since then, so I don't know. But if I can't figure this out, I'm just gonna try and focus on.
So
Platinum
what we're gonna do
Mortal
is I want you to
Kombat.
go home and I want you to stream it, and I'm gonna watch. Because I want to see, like, I want you to show me, like, everything that you're telling me. Quick little aside. Nathan, you say character is fine, deliver is questionable, and he never shuts the fuck up. Then why do you like Aloy so much? From Horizon Zero Dawn. She literally never shut up. Like, that's, like, one of the biggest things that, like, turned me off from that game, is she just kept saying everything. Like, gotta go here. Oh, gotta pick that up. Oh, cool. There's that. I gotta pick that up. Oh my god, there's an enemy right there. It never fucking stopped.
You leave video game Becky Lynch alone.
I just was like, holy shit. Angela does say that I had an issue like that. Go back and look. I did have an issue like that, but it was really weird because I think I did glitch it out because I just, like, I went out of the camp and then came back and then it fixed it. So I don't
I've
really
gone
know.
back there multiple times.
Yeah. What it was is it was,
Like,
I think it was just a marauder
At this point, like, when you first do the mission, it gives you that yellow hub that it's like, okay, this is the area you need to search. At this point, when I select and deselect it, like there's nothing on the map at all.
That's so crazy. Yeah, because that is where the...
So I was gonna say if I can't get past this, then I might just focus on Mortal Kombat because I noticed me and you, we're neck and fucking neck.
Yeah, we're neck.
I'm at like 62%.
I think you're ahead of me now because I think I'm at like 58.
Because I got my most recent one. I got was the one where you have to win a match as Bug Devora.
I haven't done that one yet.
It's really easy. You just have to pick that in her abilities because you'll beat her or they will beat you, and then instead of dying, you'll come back as this bug, and then you have to kill them. So the way you do it, because I had to look this up, is basically set on settings, change it to like 1 round matches, and then just beat them up until they're almost dead, and then let them beat you up until you turn into the bug, and then you just hit them like a couple times, and then you win.
Oh hell yeah, cool!
And it's like an ultra rare, super easy trophy.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna do that because I did the 10 towers. I did all of the dual fatalities. I did the 10 AI games.
I still have to get that, and I still have to do the brutalities. And
oh yeah, the brutalities.
Good lord, I have no idea when I'm gonna get that 200 towers. Like,
yeah, dude.
Good night, dude. Like, that's not gonna happen for a long time,
dude. I'm thinking, because you know how sometimes in the Towers of Time they have one tower that's just like 2 people.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go and just run that like a million times.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
But yeah, no, we're definitely close. So, but yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna platinum Days Gone 2. I think it's gonna be a good time.
It seems easy. I don't know. It's just like
it's just a lot of grinding. I don't know how to do that drift with the turbo thing.
You gotta basically just upgrade your shit all the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and like going back to one of my other gripes with the game in the very beginning, like our first impressions, I hated the bike. I still kind of hate the bike. like it still kind of sucks. However, like you can upgrade that thing to fuck. Like my bike that I have now is way faster than the one you begin with.
Yeah, dude.
Way
well,
faster.
There's one like performance upgrade that like upgrades you from like this thing to like fucking half of the bar. Like
yeah. And the nitrous is fucking rad too.
Yeah, Nathan, you're wrong. I mean, Horizon's cool, but it's not the best game on the PS4.
It's one of the best games on PS4.
Like,
I mean, like if we're going like exclusive, like the Weeb in me is doing Persona 5, but like
that's what Angela said.
Like if I have to pick, it would be definitely God of War. Like if we're talking like
oh yeah.
But at the same time, I still think Persona 5 is the best PS4 game or PS4 game just because it has the most quality. But that's not counting like all the third-party games, like Red Dead and all that shit. I don't know. I mean, you can't agree. Final Fantasy VII Remake will be good. Just have hope. Have faith.
Have some goddamn faith.
I got an idea.
I got a plan.
That's my... I think I already mentioned this. That's like... Because I went back and watched like the ending to the first Red Dead on YouTube just because I wanted to relive that after I played Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because when you encounter Dutch at the very end and he's just like, I've got a plan. And I'm just like...
Motherfucker.
John's like, you always got a plan!
Well, that concludes our live stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the live stream. Thanks so much for giving us your comments and your questions and all that fun stuff. As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcourt Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcourtpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you want to see more cool stuff, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/nerdcorepodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to bonus content and secret episodes.
That's it.
You're boring, Nathan.
More cool stuff.
More cool
That's
stuff.
all you got
That's
today.
all I got today. That's all I fucking got today. Sorry. RDR2 is so... Get the fuck out of here.
I told him he's boring. Fuck you.
The controls.
Is there a ban button? So for the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm Cole Simper.
I'm Derek Reese.
And I'm Nick Lewis.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
We out.